Hello everyone, welcome to Clever Director Python series. I am Manan Thakkar and today in this video we are going to talk about list type in Python programming language. Now, before we understand concept related to list type, let me just clarify one more thing that you might be aware about or you have studied either in let's say C programming language, and that is concept of array. So if I define array, then can we say array is a collection of element, but element must be of similar data types. Now, by correlating with this array, if I try to define list, then understand list is also what? Collection of element. But this element can be of any types. Understand? So can we say list is a collection of elements of any data types? Right? List is a collection of elements of any data types. Now, if we want to declare and define variable of list type, then how can we define and declare this variable of list type? Look at this simple example. Let's say my variable is L1 and let's say L1 is of type list. If we want to create variable L1 of list type, then we need to enclose collection of element in between this opening and closing bracket, square bracket, opening and closing square bracket. Now, as I said, it is collection of element of any types. Let me take collection of elements. Let's say my very first element is 1. The second element is, let's say, clever. And my third element, let's say 10.3. So look at this. In my case, can we say L1 is list type of variable, which is collection of 3 element, right? Very first one, can we say it is of type integer type? If we focus second one, look at this string type, and third one, can we say it is of floating type of value? So collection of 3 variable. Let's say in our case one integer, second string, and third one float of different type of values. Now let me execute this line first. Fine. If we want to check it out type of this variable L1, then can I write print type of what? Let's say L1. Type of L1. All right. Look at this. L1 is a variable of type list, right? Of type list. What is this class, right? We will understand as in when we move further forward. Now, first of all, remember one more important topic related to list, and that is concept of indexing. Concept of indexing. And that is in case of list, element start from index 0. Understand, element start from 0. So can we say this for 1 is available at index 0. This clever is available at index 1 and this 10.3 is available at index 2. Understand? Similar way, if we try to scan our list instead of left to right, this time if I scan my list from right to left, then understand this indexing is from -1, -2, and so on. So can we say 10.3 is available at -1 index, clever is available at -2, and likewise. Now, if we want to display element at particular index, then how can we display? Look at this, print L1. From L1, let's say I want to display element at 0th index. So can I say print L1 in square bracket? I need to specify index L1 of 0. Can we say it's a 1? Look at this. Similar way, if I try to display index 1, so can we say it's a clever? Likewise, if I try to display element at index -1, so as I said, -1 means it will start traversing our list from right to left. So very last element, that is 10.3. Similar way, -2. Fine. Clever. Now, if I say if we want to display all the element of list, means entire list I want to display. So can we say print L1? Print L1. Look at this. All these three elements as a part of list get displayed. But if we are thinking not to display this all three element as a part of list, understand? If we want not to display all three element as a part of list and we want to display individual element one by one, then how can we display? So look at this. If we want to display element one by one from the list, then what we supposed to do? We need to iterate over our list. Iterate means what? We will start traversing our list from zeroth element up to last element. From zeroth element up to last element. So can we say for I in L1? For I in L1, what will be the situation? I is pointing to initially this point, this low value 1. Very next time I will be pointing to clever. Very next time I will be pointing to 10.3 as in when we iterate over this loop. So can I say for I in L1, let's say print I. Let's say print I. Let me execute this two line first. All right. Look at this. All three elements get displayed as output, but one by one. Very first time I value is pointing to 1. Very next time I is pointing or having value clever, and next time 10.3. Fine. Now look at one more way to iterate over your list. So this time what I'm going to do, look at this. For I in range, or I in range 0 up to what? Understand one more thing. If we want to display or if we want to calculate total count of element available inside list, so we have inbuilt function len, len. Now if I write it down, print len of L1, print len of L1. Look at this. It indicates 3. Len of L1 indicate 3 because it is having total 3 element. So can I say for I in range 0 to len of L1 means 0 to 3 minus 1, 0 to 2 means 0, 1 and 2. 3 time loop will get iterate. And what I'm going to do? I'm going to display value at 0th index, at first index. Now, how can I display value at particular index? So the way here we did, same mechanism I need to apply. Print, can I say L1 of I? Initially, I value is what? 0. So can we say print L1 of 0? Next time print L1 of 1 and so on up to its length. Look at this. Fine. This is also another way to iterate over list and to display all the values from list. All right. I hope this is how you can iterate over your list. It should be clear to you. Now, to go forward with list related concept, let me take one more example. Let's say one more list is here having few, let's say, name of programming languages. Let's say Python, Java, and third one, let's say PHP. All right. So look at this. This time also I am having list L2, collection of 3 element, but this time I have taken all 3 element of type string. Now, what I'm looking to perform, I am looking to insert value. Understand? I am looking to insert value inside L2. Now, whenever I think to insert value inside list L2, very first question should come. At which position I am looking to insert? Means whether I am looking to insert value at 0th position means prior to this Python means 0th index. First index means in between this Python and Java. Second index at what particular index I am looking to insert or add particular value inside my list. So look at this. How can I insert value in list? I have one more inbuilt function, namely insert. Here, look at this number of argument. It require two argument. Very first indicate what? Index. Means it indicate I need to specify position where I am interested to insert particular value. Understand? So can we say that position is what? Let's say 1 in our case. Let's say second thing, my value which I am looking to insert. So let's say this time I am looking to insert C sharp. So what will be the situation? At first index means I immediately after Python, my C sharp should be in there. If I execute this and look at this, if I print it out value of let's say L2. All right, look at this. C sharp is available at index 1, Python at 0th index, C sharp at first index, and likewise. Fine. Now, let me take one more list to have more clear understanding of this list insertion operation. Let's say this time I am taking not subject name, but let me take name, let's say Karan, and second name, let's say Hardik. All right. I'm going to take two more name, let's say two more element as a part of my list L3. That is, let's say Karan and Hardik. Now, if I try to insert this L3 as an argument, understand L3 as a parameter. If I try to insert, then what can be the situation? L2 dot again L2 dot. All right, insert. Let me insert this time at 0th index. And what I am looking to insert? Let's say L3 I am looking to insert. So what is the situation going to happen over here? Look at this. I have inserted. If I print L2, all right, look at this. Karan and Hardik means this list get inserted at which index? 0th index. Now do not think that Karan is available at 0th index and Hardik is available at first index. No, these two are not a separate element. Element is only single element. These two comes under a single element. That is at 0th index we are having one list element, that is Karan and Hardik. If we want to observe, then can I write print L2 of 0. Look at this. At 0th index, entire this list element is available. All right. I hope one simple operation related to insertion should have been clear to you. How can we insert with the help of this insert function? Fine. Let's move forward. After insertion function, related to updation related mechanism. Understand? Related to updation related mechanism. So look at this. If I want to update any value, then can I write L2 comma L2 colon. Let me specify index, which particular index element I want to update. Let's say this is 0th index, this is first index, this is second index. So let's say I am looking to update value at second index, let's say. So can I write L2 of 2? L2 of 2 equals to, let me write clever. So what situation is going to happen here? C sharp, that is initially at second index, will get replaced or will get updated with which value? Clever in our case. Let's observe this. I have written L2 of 2 equals to clever. Now if I try to print it out, this L2, then look at this. At second index, what value is available? Clever is available in place of C sharp. If we are thinking to modify or to alter multiple value, then can we say L2 of, let me just modify this time, let's say 2 colon 4. So can we say starting from index 2 up to 4 minus 1 means 3. So starting from 2 up to 3 means 2 and 3. Second index and third index. These two elements parallelly I want to alter. So if I want to alter multiple element at a time, then how I supposed to write? Again, I need to take a list and I can write it down. Let's say very first with director, and the second one let me take with fine. Let's say this time Android. All right. Let's observe this. Again, if I print it out this value of L2, then observe this. These two value at index 2 and 3 get replaced or updated with director and Android. Right? I hope this at least two operation, insertion as well as updation related to list should be clear to you. Now, let me take you further related to one more interesting operation, because we have seen insert operation, we have seen updation operation. So let me proceed with delete related operation also. Understand? Right? Now, to delete any element residing at particular index, how can I write? If we want to delete element at particular index, then we have to go ahead with del keyword, and it should be like del followed by, I need to write L2 off. Let me remove this director this time, and we know director is available at second index, right? 0 1 2 index, second index. So can I write delete L2 of 2? Let me just execute this. Fine. And let's just print and observe. See, now director is not available over here. Director get deleted from the list. All right. Now, if we want to perform deletion by one more way, understand? If we want to deletion by one more way, then we may have choice having function remove, and remove function can be implemented like L2 dot, look at this, remove, L2 dot remove. But while performing or while working with this remove, we cannot specify any index from which index we want to remove. Understand? Because desired argument is what? Directly value. Understand? It is looking for what? Directly value only. So let's say I am looking to delete Android from the list. Android from the list. Fine. Now let's observe content or list L2. See, again, Android is also not available. Fine. Similar way, if I try to do, let's say at index 0, so just observe this Karan and Hardik will also get deleted. All right. Now, to have a better understanding, let me just take this entire L2 again. Fine. Right, so again, we can say L2 is having that three values. Fine. Now, before we proceed toward few more operation related to list, let me just make you aware about one interesting thing or interesting characteristic of list. As we have observed, with the help of list, we can perform insertion, updation as well as deletion related operation. So list is called as mutable type of object. Understand? List is called as what? List is called as mutable type of object. Why mutable type of object? Because in case of list, we are permittable to alter content of list. We are able to perform insertion, updation and deletion operation over list. That's why list can be treated as what type of object? Mutable type of object. Real one of important characteristic of list, right? So remember, list is a mutable type of object. Fine. Now let me just have one more interesting example. Fine, let's say this is L2 which we have taken, and let me take again, let's say this is L3. Fine. Now let me just make you aware about one more important function, namely append. Now what append is going to do? If we want to add any element at the end, understand? if we want to add any element at the end, then we can go ahead with append operation. Let's say I want to append element, let's say Android at the end. So can I write? Let me write L2 dot append. Fine. L2 dot append. Fine. Now, if I just display content of L2 and observe, initially we were having only 3 elements and now we are having Android appended at the end. So what append is going to do? Append is going to add element at the end of the list. Similar way, if I write it down L2 dot append, let's say L3 means entire list I am looking to append. Then again, observe what is going to happen. This collection of element inside my list L3 is going to be treated as a single element. Look at this. Python at 0th index. This is at first, second, third, and fourth index. If we again observe, print at L2 of, let's say, fourth index. And see, Karan and Hardik both can be treated as single element from the list. All right. I hope this append operation should have been clear to you, to append element at the end of the list. Now, as we have seen, if we have appended entire list at the end, then we are able to append that list as a single element at the end. But if we are thinking to add this collection of element, each as a unique element, each as a one single item of that list, then how can we insert that collection of element as a single element in the list? So we have one more function, namely extend. Understand? We have one more function, namely extend. If I write it down, L2 dot extend L3, then observe what is value of L2 going this time. Print, let's say L2. Fine. See, this Karan and Hardik both are now treated as a individual element, right? I hope difference between append and extend should have been clear to you, right? It is appending entire list as a one single element, whereas extend is going to add collection of element from the list as a single element, right? So insert, update, delete with the help of remove also, right? Extend and append should be clear to you, right? As well as difference between insert, append and extend also should have been clear to you. Insert, to add or insert element at particular index, so we need to specify index where we are looking to insert that element in the list. If we go ahead with append, then we need to go ahead with inserting that element at the end of list. But if we have entire list to be added at the end of list, then what is going to happen? That list element will be treated as a single element, but entire collection of that element, if we are looking to add as a single element, so we have one more function, namely extend, right? So insert, append and extend, these three different should be clear to you. Fine. Now, to understand few interesting concept related to list, let me take one list. Let's say this time I am having value 3, 5, 1, let's say 9 and 6. All right. Look at this. I am having this time list with 5 numerical type of values. Right. Now, as we have seen one function already, that is, let's say len of, let's say L4. We know that total number of element will get displayed as output. Similar way, we have few more functions like mean of L4. If we want to identify minimum element from the list, look at this. Can we say 1 is the minimum element? If we are able to extract minimum element, so can we say one more function should have been there? That is what? Let's say maximum. Fine. Look at this maximum. That is 9. Fine. Now, let me make you aware about few more important functions. Let's say, fine, L4 dot, okay, reverse. L4 dot reverse. Now, what will happen? As we know that purpose of reverse function should have been what? To reverse this element of the list. So the way it is starting from 35196, it should been become 69153 at the end. Just observe. If I print, let's say L4. So observe, all elements are in reverse order now. Fine. So we have reverse function also associated with that list. Similar way, we have one more function. Many functions are there. I'm just displaying few examples only. So we can say one more function, let's say sort, right? Just observe this. Fine. All elements are in sorted list, mean in ascending order, right? In ascending order. All right. I hope this all the inbuilt function, length, minimum, maximum, reverse, short should have been clear to you. Fine. So let me quickly summarize what we have seen in today's video, right? All right. Fine. So we have seen list related concept where I have explained list is a collection of element of any types starting from index 0, 1 and so on. Where we have also seen few more interesting thing. List is a mutable type of object. Why list is a mutable type of object? Because we have seen with the help of list we can perform insertion, updation and deletion related, means we can alter content of a list. So list is a mutable type of object, right? We have seen insert, we have seen updation, we have seen delete and remove to perform deletion operation, we have seen append, extend, right? Len, mean, max, sort, reverse, all these functions we have seen a lot associated with list, right? So I hope list concept should have been clear to you, right? If you have any query related to concept of list, you can specify in my comment section. Till then, thank you for joining Clever Director. Have a good day and happy coding.